The sleek smartphone nestled in your pocket, effortlessly streaming 8K video. The smart TV that springs to life in mere seconds, ready for your next binge. The sprawling cloud infrastructure that cradles your entire digital life, from photos to spreadsheets. You know what? None of these marvels were meticulously crafted in some sterile Silicon Valley lab, born from pure corporate foresight. Nope, they were actually leveled up, stress-tested, and perfected in the humblest of settings, your living room. Specifically, inside those plastic boxes built for one glorious purpose: fun. We're talking about video game consoles, of course. Stick around, because in the next few minutes, that joystick you mashed relentlessly in 1992, it's about to become the most important piece of tech history you never even realized. Get ready, because the story of how we play is also the story of how we live. Think back to 1989. The average home computer, a clunky beige behemoth, needed a painstaking 8 minutes just to load a single grainy photo. 8 minutes. Can you even imagine that kind of patience today? That very same year, a little gray brick called the Game Boy was running Tetris for a mind-boggling 10 straight hours on just 2 AA batteries. While the grown-ups were busy bickering over megahertz and the frustratingly limited storage of floppy disks, these unassuming consoles were quietly, but definitively rewriting the rules of speed, storage capacity, and design. They were pushing boundaries not for spreadsheets, but for pixels and polygons. By the time those grown-ups finally looked up from their spreadsheets, blinking in surprise, the world had already irrevocably changed, thanks to a few dedicated gamers and some ingenious engineers. Every single vibrant, high-definition screen you adore today, from your phone to that massive TV, started its evolutionary journey with a humble 160 by 144 pixel gray slab. Nintendo's original Game Boy wasn't just a toy, it was a groundbreaking proof of concept. It demonstrated that low-power displays could be incredibly cheap to produce, remarkably readable even in challenging conditions, and mass-produced on an industrial scale. This wasn't just about gaming, it was about proving a market for portable, affordable screens. Competitors quickly answered the call. The Sega Game Gear, for instance, in 1991, managed to stuff a full-color LCD into pockets.
Hey man, get portable! Get a Game Gear Supersonic Sports Pack, a color portable Game Gear carrying case and 2 hit games. Sonic.
Forcing factories worldwide to figure out how to manufacture high-quality, backlit panels at consumer-friendly prices. This wasn't a trivial engineering challenge. It required entirely new production techniques and materials. And guess what? Those very same factories, with their newly acquired expertise in compact, efficient display technology, later supplied the screens for the first clamshell laptops, paving the way for mobile computing as we know it. They also provided the tiny, crisp displays for the first in-car GPS units, transforming navigation, and the crucial viewfinders for the earliest digital cameras, making photography accessible to the masses. One small, seemingly insignificant detour through a game of Tetris didn't just entertain. It utterly rerouted the entire display industry, laying the groundwork for the ubiquity of screens in our modern lives. It's wild to think that the lineage of your iPhone screen probably traces back to that little gray brick. Ask any gamer from the late 90s, And they'll remember the Sony PlayStation because Final Fantasy VII came on 3 distinct discs, each a treasure trove of story and adventure. But ask an engineer, and they'll remember it for a different, equally monumental reason. Those discs held a staggering 650 megabytes of data apiece. That was roughly 30 times the capacity of a typical game cartridge of the era. This wasn't just more storage. It was a revolution. Optical storage meant that spinning plastic had to become incredibly reliable, maintaining precision at 10,000 revolutions per minute inside hot, vibrating plastic shells, a harsh environment for delicate mechanics. The anti-vibration dampers and precise servo motors that Sony ingeniously patented to achieve this feat didn't stay confined to game consoles. Oh no, they subtly crept into the first generation of DVD-ROM drives, enabling the home video revolution. Then they found their way into the groundbreaking TiVo boxes, bringing us time-shifted television. And eventually, these robust mechanisms became integral to car infotainment units, ensuring your navigation and music didn't skip a beat over bumpy roads. So, the next time you're streaming Stranger Things from a Blu-ray player or enjoying a smooth ride with your car's media system, just remember, you're using servos born and perfected to reliably read the data for a frantic game of Crash Bandicoot. The demands of high-fidelity gaming pushed optical storage technology further and faster than any other consumer application, defining how we consume media for decades. Remember the early 2000s? The internet was still a bit of a Wild West. Then, in 2002, Xbox Live burst onto the scene with one headline feature that truly blew people away. Crystal clear voice chat that didn't hum and buzz like a lawnmower, a stark contrast to the static-filled, laggy experiences common at the time. How did they pull this off? Microsoft, ever the hardware innovator, bolted a dedicated digital signal processor, DSP, onto the console's motherboard specifically to cancel echo in real time. This wasn't just a gaming perk, it was a significant leap in consumer audio processing. That very same chip, or at least its direct descendants, later found its way into the first generation of USB speakerphones, making conference calls actually bearable, and even into early voice assistants. But perhaps even more crucially, Xbox Live proved something monumental. Tens of millions of people would gladly pay a monthly fee for reliable, low-latency online connections. This demand wasn't just a trickle, it was a flood. ISPs, seeing the massive potential revenue and the undeniable user demand, were forced to upgrade their infrastructure, leading to widespread adoption of technologies like DOCSIS 2.0. Cisco, the networking giant, sold millions of home routers to accommodate this explosion of online households. And global content delivery networks like Akamai quickly added game download nodes worldwide, optimizing the internet for speed and responsiveness. So, the robust, low-latency infrastructure that lets you seamlessly zoom into work today or stream your favorite shows without buffering. A huge chunk of that was paid for, quite literally, by teenagers trash-talking each other over a fiercely competitive game of Halo 2. Gaming, it turns out, was the killer app that drove the modern internet into our homes.
If you own a computer, here's how to get the most out of it without buying lots of expensive software. Get ready to write down a phone number and watch this.
When Nintendo unveiled the Wii Remote, many in the tech world scoffed. A motion controller felt like a gimmick, a a novelty destined for the bargain bin. That is, until it didn't. Instead, it absolutely dominated, outselling both of its far more powerful competitors combined. Inside that deceptively simple white wand was a tiny, revolutionary component. A MEMS, micro-electromechanical system, accelerometer. Before the Wii, nobody in consumer electronics had dared to order such a precise miniature component at the kind of scale Nintendo was contemplating. But Nintendo, with its audacious vision, ordered 20 million. Within just 2 short years, that same type of MEMS accelerometer, now mass-produced and affordable thanks to Nintendo's gamble, drifted seamlessly into smartphones, enabling automatic screen rotation and gesture controls. It found its way into flip phones, adding basic activity tracking. And crucially, it became the heart of the first generation of fitness trackers, sparking a health tech revolution. So, when you casually rotate your phone to scroll through photos, or your smartwatch silently tracks your steps, you're not just interacting with modern tech. You're waving a distant, but undeniable cousin of Wii Sports bowling. Nintendo's gimmick didn't just redefine gaming. It kickstarted an entire industry of motion-aware devices, fundamentally altering how we interact with our technology and even how we monitor our own bodies. The Nintendo Switch wasn't just a console. It was a masterclass in engineering compromise and innovation, proved definitively that a handheld device could push respectable 1080p graphics while simultaneously sipping battery life, an almost impossible balancing act. The magic behind this was NVIDIA's custom Tegra chip, a marvel that balanced 4 powerful ARM cores with a 256-core Maxwell GPU. But the real unsung hero was the thermal management. The lessons learned inside that cramped, often hot plastic chassis became the blueprint for NVIDIA's Jetson Nano, a powerful embedded AI computer, and the Drive PX automotive board, powering the next generation of self-driving cars. And, of course, it's the direct ancestor of the rumored Nintendo Switch 2. But the Switch's influence didn't stop there. More importantly for the everyday consumer, the Switch normalized USB-C power delivery, PD, at a robust 15 volts. Before the Switch, USB-C was a bit of a Wild West, with varying power profiles and confusing compatibility. Nintendo's adoption, alongside its massive popularity, effectively standardized this powerful charging protocol. Now, practically every airport lounge, coffee shop, and public charging station stocks those same versatile PD chargers. Why? Because travelers, thanks to the Switch, now expect their laptop, their phone, and their console to all sip power from the same single, convenient brick. The Switch didn't just give us a new way to play, it quietly streamlined our charging lives. Google Stadia, bless its ambitious heart, may have ultimately closed shop, a casualty of the notoriously brutal tech market. But before it faded, it achieved something truly remarkable. It forced data centers, particularly Google's vast network, to shave a critical 30 milliseconds off encode-decode loops. This isn't just a technical detail. It's a monumental achievement in real-time streaming, crucial for interactive experiences like gaming. Google's Edge racks were compelled to add specialized hardware VP9 encoders, purpose-built for speed and efficiency. These very same encoders now work tirelessly behind the scenes, dramatically speeding up YouTube uploads and enhancing the quality of video streaming for billions. Not to be outdone, Microsoft's xCloud response, their own cloud gaming service, runs on custom Xbox Series X blades. But here's the kicker. These aren't just for gaming. These powerful blades also double as render farms, churning out the breathtaking virtual sets for cinematic blockbusters like The Mandalorian. So, the next time you're marveling at a stunning visual effect in a Netflix original, or enjoying a perfectly smooth YouTube video, remember this: that content might just be green-screened, encoded, or streamed on the very same silicon that powers a high-octane game of Forza on your phone. Cloud gaming, even with its early stumbles, proved to be an incredible crucible for pushing the boundaries of real-time distributed computing and media processing, benefiting far more than just gamers. It taught the tech world how to deliver truly interactive experiences at scale. If you're enjoying this warp speed tour from cartridges to clouds and finding yourself nodding along, do us a favor, tap that subscribe button. We're about to peel back another layer, explaining why those jaw-dropping ray-traced reflections in your living room today actually trace their lineage all the way back to Mario 64's shiny, pixelated puddles. You absolutely wouldn't want to miss that, would you? For decades, game consoles yearned for cinematic lighting, the kind of subtle, realistic illumination that makes virtual worlds truly pop. But GPUs, the graphics processing units that power these worlds, waited patiently for consoles to finally pay the astronomical bill required for such advanced rendering techniques. That moment arrived when Microsoft boldly announced that the Xbox Series X would feature real-time ray tracing. This was a game changer. To make this a reality, AMD, the chip designer behind both next-gen consoles, designed their RDNA 2 architecture specifically around a dedicated BVH, bounding volume hierarchy accelerator block, a piece of silicon purpose-built for ray tracing calculations. Not surprisingly, Sony demanded the exact same capability for their PlayStation 5. Suddenly, almost overnight, every single 2021 gaming laptop worth its salt was proudly advertising its ray tracing capabilities. The demand from the console market had made the technology mainstream and critically affordable. By 2022, game engines like Unreal Engine 5 were offering one-click global illumination for architecture firms, allowing them to design your next office tower with breathtaking photorealism. So, the first time you walk into a fancy hotel lobby and marvel at the photoreal marble textures, or see a building rendered with incredible accuracy, chances are that stunning visual was created on silicon originally built to make Minecraft look, well, a whole lot prettier. Consoles didn't just bring ray tracing to games. They democratized it for an entire swath of industries, turning fantasy into everyday reality. Modern matchmaking in online games is far more sophisticated than simply pairing players of similar skill. It's a marvel of applied artificial intelligence. These systems predict which players are likely to quit mid-game, proactively optimize server loads to prevent lag spikes, and even personalize challenges and rewards to keep you hooked. Take Sony's God of War Ragnarok, for example. It's not just a narrative masterpiece. It's an AI powerhouse. The game monitors minute details like thumbstick pressure 120 times per second, feeding that data into a lightweight neural network that dynamically tunes enemy health and aggression on the fly. Why? To ensure the experience is always challenging but never unfairly frustrating, keeping you immersed. What's truly fascinating is that those very same neural network weights, honed in the crucible of epic Norse battles, are now piloting adaptive cruise control systems in Japanese hatchbacks. When your car subtly slows automatically for a tight corner, or maintains a perfect distance from the vehicle ahead, it's running code and utilizing algorithms perfected so that you wouldn't rage quit on the final boss of your favorite game. The pursuit of perfectly balanced, engaging gameplay has inadvertently pushed the boundaries of real-world AI, making our cars safer and our commutes smoother. Who knew Kratos was a pioneer in autonomous driving? Before smartphones truly dominated, the Xbox 360's Blade's dashboard, launched in 2005, was a revelation. Its intuitive, horizontal menu system taught an entire generation of users to expect instant search, infinite scroll capabilities, and background downloads that didn't interrupt your current activity. This wasn't just a good interface, it was a foundational one. Apple, recognizing its brilliance, hired the very same interaction designer responsible for the Blades to craft the user experience for the first Apple TV. Samsung, not to be outdone, borrowed heavily from the concept for their Smart Hub interface on their televisions. Fast forward to today, virtually every smart television you encounter boots up into a horizontal carousel of apps. Why? Because consoles, specifically the Xbox 360, unequivocally proved that a left-to-right navigation feels faster, more natural, and more engaging to users, even when, technically speaking, the underlying system might be doing the same amount of work. It's a psychological trick, a design principle proven by millions of gamers navigating their digital entertainment. Consoles didn't just give us games. They taught us how to interact with our digital entertainment, shaping the very way we consume media today, making navigation intuitive and seamless across a multitude of devices. Xbox Game Pass isn't just a service, it's a paradigm shift. For a single monthly price, it ships access to hundreds of games, from indie darlings to AAA blockbusters. To make the economics of such a generous offering work, game studios have had to adapt. They're increasingly designing shorter, highly replayable loops that fit neatly into, say, 8-hour campaigns. This isn't about making games worse. It's about making them perfectly suited for a subscription model, encouraging players to try more titles without a huge time commitment. These new design rules, forged in the fires of Game Pass, are now rapidly migrating to other forms of entertainment. Think about Netflix interactive films like Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, which offer branching narratives and replayability, echoing the choice-driven nature of games. Or consider Spotify podcast exclusives, designed to keep listeners engaged and subscribed with curated, bingeable content. When you're binging Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, making choices that affect the story, you're not just watching television, you're experiencing television that thinks like a video game. That's because the economic realities and successful models of Game Pass have fundamentally rewritten the storytelling rulebook for the broader entertainment industry, pushing for more engaging, interactive, and serialized content across the board. For years, the gaming world was divided by impenetrable digital walls. Xbox players couldn't play with PlayStation players, and PC gamers were often isolated. Then, Fortnite's monumental 2018 cross-platform update didn't just chip away at these garden walls. It tore them down overnight. Kids, the ultimate arbiters of fairness, expected their hard-earned in-game unlocks and progress to appear everywhere, regardless of the device they were playing on. Parents, ever pragmatic, expected their credit cards to work seamlessly across platforms without arbitrary restrictions. This wasn't just a convenience. It quickly became a consumer expectation, a perceived right. The simple patch that allowed a phone purchase skin to appear on a television console had far-reaching implications, rewriting consumer protection law in South Korea and, crucially, forcing a reluctant Sony to finally allow external payment stores on their platform. This was a direct blow to their walled garden approach. Looking ahead, tomorrow's antitrust cases against tech giants like Apple and Google, challenging their App Store monopolies and restrictive practices, will undoubtedly cite Fortnite v. PlayStation as a powerful precedent. It's a testament to how profoundly consoles and the demands of their players can shape legal and economic landscapes. Pac-Man once cost $0.25. Now, he's case law, symbolizing a new era of consumer empowerment in the digital realm. Nintendo's Game Boy Advance, a marvel of portable engineering, could last an incredible 15 hours on just 2 AA batteries. How? Because every single transistor in its design was meticulously gate-counted, optimized for maximum efficiency. This almost obsessive focus on power conservation, driven by the absolute necessity of extending battery life in portable devices, bled directly into the design philosophy of mobile system-on-a-chip (SoC) architectures. Pioneering concepts like ARM's big dot little clusters, which intelligently switch between powerful and efficient processing cores, dynamic voltage scaling, which adjusts power based on demand, and tile-based deferred rendering, an innovative way to render graphics more efficiently, all shipped first in portable consoles and handhelds desperate for every last milliamp of battery life. These aren't just obscure technical terms. They are the bedrock of modern low-power computing. Today, that very same intellectual property, those hard-won power-saving tricks, now sits at the heart of smart thermostats, managing your home's climate with minimal energy. It powers sophisticated drones, extending their flight times. And it's critical for the immersive experiences found in VR headsets, allowing for complex graphics without overheating or draining too quickly. So, when your smart doorbell uses AI to recognize the mail carrier, or your fridge runs a smart diagnostic, it's sipping power using tricks invented so that a virtual Kirby could stay adorably pink and playable on a long road trip. Consoles didn't just make gaming portable. They engineered the future of efficient computing. The cat-and-mouse game between console manufacturers and hackers has been a relentless, high-stakes battle, and it's had profound consequences for modern digital security. The original Xbox, for instance, locked its boot from behind a secret cryptographic key, a formidable barrier at the time. Hackers, predictably, responded with ingenuity and persistence, The Xbox 360 escalated the arms race by adding a hypervisor, a layer of software designed to isolate and protect the operating system. Again, hackers eventually found a way in. With the Xbox One, Microsoft took security to an entirely new level, welding a trusted platform module, TPM, directly to the die of the processor and streaming encrypted memory pages, making tampering exponentially more difficult. These sophisticated techniques, born from the intense pressure to protect valuable game intellectual property and prevent piracy, didn't stay confined to gaming. Oh no, those very same methods and the underlying principles now secure critical infrastructure. They protect ballot box laptops, ensuring the integrity of elections. They safeguard hospital drug cabinets, preventing unauthorized access to vital medications, and they fortify treasury servers, defending national financial data. So, every time you find yourself complaining about digital rights management, DRM, or other seemingly annoying security measures in your games, take a moment to remember. These often frustrating systems train the very engineers and develop the very technologies that are now working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep your identity safe and your sensitive data from leaking onto the dark web. The fight for fair play in gaming directly led to a more secure digital world for everyone. Believe it or not, Twitch, the undisputed titan of game streaming, didn't start as a gaming platform. It began its life as Justin.tv, a quirky reality show about a guy who wore a webcam on his head, broadcasting his everyday life. It was an interesting experiment, but not exactly a global phenomenon. Then, something shifted. The StarCraft II finals in 2011 hit an astounding 100,000 concurrent viewers, proving the immense appetite for watching professional gaming. Amazon, with its characteristic foresight, quickly grasped the potential and bought the platform for a staggering $1 billion. The console manufacturers, seeing the writing on the wall, quickly integrated share buttons directly onto their controllers and operating systems, turning every single player into a potential broadcaster, a content creator. This wasn't just a feature, it was a revolution in content creation. Today, more American kids express a desire to be YouTubers than astronauts. The massive influencer marketing funnel that now sells your favorite sneakers, makeup, or gadgets. It was beta tested, refined, and perfected on Minecraft Let's Plays and Twitch streams. Consoles didn't just provide the games. They provided the platform and the tools that democratized content creation, giving rise to an entirely new, multi-billion-dollar creator economy that permeates every aspect of our digital lives. The Xbox Adaptive Controller, launched in 2018, wasn't just a product. It was a deeply personal passion project, the culmination of years of fan prototypes, community feedback, and dedicated engineering. It was designed from the ground up to make gaming accessible to players with limited mobility. Its large, programmable ports and highly customizable interface quickly became the de facto human interface device. HID, standard, first for Windows, then for Chromebooks, and eventually for public-facing airport kiosks and other interactive displays. This wasn't just about making games more inclusive. It was about demonstrating a universal design principle. So, the next time you tap an accessible elevator button designed for users with limited dexterity, or interact with a public touchscreen interface that feels remarkably intuitive and responsive, remember this: you're likely pressing circuitry and interacting with design principles that can be traced directly back to a controller meticulously built so that every kid, regardless of their physical abilities, could throw a virtual Street Fighter Hadouken. Consoles, through their commitment to accessibility, are quietly making the world a more inclusive and navigable place for everyone. So, the very next time you find yourself scrolling effortlessly through TikTok on a buttery smooth 120Hz OLED display, or asking for directions from a cloud-hosted AI assistant, or perhaps just plugging a single, convenient USB-C cable to power your entire digital life, take a moment. Remember the ultimate cheat code, the secret origin story behind so much of our modern tech. It all started with those humble video game consoles. Those plastic boxes that parents bought, sometimes reluctantly, just to keep the kids quiet on Saturday mornings. From the simple 8-bit bleeps of early arcade games to the breathtaking 8K streams of today's blockbusters, the machines beneath our televisions weren't just for entertainment. They were beta testing the future, pushing boundaries, and then shipping those innovations out into the wider world. And they made damn sure it all had a really good soundtrack, too. History, you see, doesn't always wear a stuffy suit and tie. Sometimes it wears overalls and jumps down pipes, collecting coins and saving princesses. So keep playing. You genuinely never know which pixel today becomes tomorrow's truly groundbreaking paradigm shift.